Hey, Instagram. Here I am. Hey, y'all. Hey, it's Vanette with Priority You, and today is Thursday Thoughts. Come on in the room. Hello, hello. How are y'all doing? Welcome to the room. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. So today on Thursday Thoughts, y'all, you know, I always like to start off our Thursday Thoughts with something that I'm grateful for. And so today I am grateful for perseverance. I'm in my swing and I'm not quite situated, so that's why I'm going back there. So I am grateful for come in the room. Welcome to the Priority You Live. I am your Thursday Thoughts hostess, Vanette Hill. And so today, in starting off the conversation of Thursday Thoughts, we always like to start off with what we're thankful for. In the comments, I want everybody to put something in the comments that you are thankful for, something you're thankful for on this Thursday. For me, I am thankful for perseverance, being able to get knocked down but get back up. Because in life, we're definitely going to encounter circumstances that will knock us down, and it may even feel like it's taking us out. But the spirit of perseverance and not giving up is so incredibly important, y'all. So in the comments, just, put something what you're thankful for. And as with Thursday Thoughts, sometimes I have a really clear topic of what I'm going to discuss. And then sometimes I just kind of go with the flow. But today I was on LinkedIn just looking at some interesting stories. And I saw a story about a young lady, a little girl. She had cerebral palsy. But she was doing a creative dance. And she was using the furniture to help prop her up, to enable her to be able to do her dance. So she got out the wheelchair, she laid her crutches down, and she would do moves, and she would do these moves and leverage the furniture around her to execute it. And she did it so beautifully that it was just a reminder to never give up on yourself or your dreams, to persevere, to keep going. Even when in reality, it may look like the odds are against you, just don't you be against you. Just don't you give up on you. And so when I saw that story about that little girl, I thought, that's such a beautiful reminder of, here she had a challenge, a physical challenge, a health challenge, and it could have really stopped her. But she didn't let it. She found a creative way to pursue her passion. So if you have a passion out there today, don't let something negative or don't let challenges prevent you from pursuing what it is that you want. And so, as I began to think about that, today, we're in the Midwest and we had a very significant storm that came through, and when the storm rolled through, the sky got really, really dark, and it was like in the middle of the day, and I mean it was dark, and then the rain, and they had golf ball size hail that was coming through, and it was just like, oh my goodness, are we gonna have a tornado? What's going on? And I was like, oh, I'm probably not gonna get to sit on the patio today. I had a funeral to go to. And I was like, Lord, I really want to be able to go show my support to my colleague because she had lost her mom. And I was like, I really need this storm to clear up so I can show support. And the storm cleared up, and you can see I'm able to sit out on my patio. But I say all that to say sometimes we're going to have storms in life. And when that storm rolls through, sometimes you don't think there's an end to the storm. And that storm could make you focus so much on the fact that the storm is there that you forget that in spite of the storm, the sun was still shining. The sun was still shining today. It's just the storm was at an altitude that was blocking the sunshine, but it didn't mean the sun wasn't there. And so that's how I feel about the things and the challenges that we face in life. It doesn't mean that God is not there. He's still there. And sometimes things are working in our behalf, unbeknownst to us. Hey, Yo-Yo, thank you. Come on in the room. So I want that to be something that really permeates with you all today, is let's not give up on ourselves. Think about that young girl who had cerebral palsy that still found a way to dance. And so I began to also think about on my drive in, hey Yo-Yo, I was also thinking about on my drive in into work this morning, I thought, you know, oftentimes in life we think so much of, I want to do a good job at work. I really want to do a good job at work. And we pour a lot of energy into showing up at work. And some of us show up at work and we're very successful and we're very dedicated and we're very loyal to work. But it's time for us to use that energy to be loyal to ourselves, to nurture ourselves. We need to have that same energy. But in order to have that same energy, it's important that you recognize you have to stop sometime and pause and do some self-reflection to think, you know, okay, like, who am I really, and what do I want, and who do I want to be? Because you can't get to who you want to be if you don't know who you are. And sometimes we have blind spots that we can't really see to kind of help us understand who we are, because we're made up of all of our life experiences. So everything that you've experienced contributes to your behavior, your attitude, how you interact with others, and how you perceive others and your beliefs about yourself. And we don't give ourselves enough time. We don't spend enough time thinking about who we are and really what we want. When we think of success, how are you defining success? You know, what are you doing when you define success? In the comments, I'd like for you all to tell me, like, how do you define success? Is success tied to material things? Is it tied to a job title? Is it tied to, you know, a certain dollar amount, a certain lifestyle? What is success for you? Is success tied to your happiness? Because, you know, I touched on it last week, but there are a lot of people that are successful, but they're not happy. And, you know, we've seen time and time again where there have been some significantly famous, very famous individuals who unfortunately were unhappy. Now, I would imagine maybe they suffered from depression because they committed suicide. But on the outside, had they not committed suicide, on the outside, for all of us looking at them, we would thought, oh, they're so talented, right? Wealthy, right? Another check mark. But they weren't happy. But on the outside, they were showing up, they were laughing with people, they were being engaging, but they weren't happy. So my question to you today is, what are you doing to make yourself happy? How are you making sure that you're pursuing your happiness now? So many times we say to ourselves, oh, I'll be happy when I get this, or I'll be happy when I get that, or if this just happened, I'll be happy. But Jennifer Lewis said we have to learn how to find our happiness along the way, and I agree wholeheartedly with her. I love Jennifer Lewis, y'all. She is hilarious. She is Hollywood's black mother, and I love her books. You got to get her books. But really think about, you know, what makes you happy. Our happiness is so important. And in finding our happiness, it really does require us to understand what's important to us. And that means thinking about, you know, your values, what matters most. And as we get older, your values and what matters most to you will change, which means you should change. And sometimes you know, when your values change, you have to check your lifestyle and see, are you living in accordance to your value system and according to what you say that matters. Hey, Jalen, you have to, hey, Tammy, you have to really see if your values are aligning to the life that you want and what's really important. I'll give you an example. I know somebody, he's an entrepreneur, and you know, had gotten his business to be a 6-figure business. And you know, then he went through a divorce. He has a child, and he had to shift his priorities, and his values now became focused on, okay, nurturing his daughter and then making sure that he was there for her. And in doing so, you know, it meant he had to change how he saw his business and his life, which means he would look at the income that was coming in and he was like, I know I can get back to being the 6 figures that I was before, but if I pursue the 6 figures, it's going to pull away from the care that I need to be giving my daughter. What's more important? His value system, he had to align his life to it. So before it clicked for him, he would get so frustrated because he would say, I feel like I should be further along in my career or further along in my business, and my money should be better, and the things that I'm doing is just not, it's not coming to fruition like I thought it was. But then he sat down one day and he thought, and he said, you know, I know how important my daughter is to me and what I need to do to be there for her. And then once he shifted his focus to his daughter and said, you know, okay, now my focus for my earnings is I just need to focus on making sure I earn enough so that we can live comfortable and support comfortably the life for me and my daughter. But because his daughter was a value and a high priority, when he changed his mindset and his focus and started being comfortable in understanding, okay, I need to focus on her, and he started aligning to that, it's like a whole weight lifted off of him. Hey, Stacy, it's like a whole weight lifted off of him. That weight was off of him because he realized initially he had 2 competing things. He had his daughter, and then he had a level of money that he thought was important to him, when really, when he prioritized, it was his daughter. And then once he started living his life aligning those to those priorities in that order, stress came off, the anxiety that he used to feel came off, and his measure of success was how well his daughter was acclimating in school, how she was growing, how she was flourishing as an individual, planting positive seeds and positive attributes and behaviors in his daughter and seeing that flourish in her. So is he successful? Oh, absolutely he is successful. Because he's succeeding in the life that he holds most valuable in those things. So that's what I want to challenge you all to do, is to really think about, what do you hold? Because you have a lot of people, like I said, they're very successful, you know, by every means. If you look at the careers, the money coming in, but what's making you happy? What's making you feel fulfilled? Some of you are out there and you're not fulfilled. You're feeling like something is missing. Something is missing. And that's when you have to go through the self-discovery and self-awareness, so you can figure out, okay, what is it that I want? And then work to get that. What is it that makes me happy? Or why am I working so hard to try to get this, that, and the third? Is it because you want the money? I mean, we need the money to, let's face it, pay our bills, right? But again, what are we doing? We have to do it for ourselves. So in the comments, I want you all to tell me, you know, in the comments, are you succeeding in life? Hit me with a yes if you're succeeding in life. Hit me with a no if you know there's room for you to grow, because you know you're not feeling fulfilled. You know that there is something more you need to be doing. Or maybe you have some blind spots that need to be uncovered. Because oftentimes when we don't hit the level that we want, a lot of times it's because we don't really know ourselves. And when we don't really know ourselves, because again, if we're not paying attention to ourselves or prioritizing ourselves, there's room to grow. I hear you, Tammy. So we have to take the time. People say all the time, people may say, oh, self-discovery, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Let me tell y'all, it's real. When you know yourself, when you know who you are unfreaking stoppable. You become unstoppable. But when you don't know who you are and you look for validation outside of who you are as an individual, you get in trouble every single time. Every single time. Because you get hurt quicker by other people's comments and perception of you. They impact you. They have a bigger impact on how you feel about yourself. And how you feel about yourself should not be impacted by how other people are perceiving you. So how you feel about yourself is critical. It's so important. And, if you know that you struggle with that sometimes, it could be, some signs of you may have some work to do is if you come across as being a little bit too needy, a little too clingy with people. It's a fine balance between being, just friendly and wanting to talk to people, and then if you just like kind of clingy, kind of smothering. Like it's a little balance, a little dance to that. If you don't like to be by yourself. Now, you may not want to be alone all the time, but you can be by yourself and not feel lonely. And there's nothing wrong if you feel lonely sometimes, but if that's the majority of the time for you, then that means there's work to be done with you, because you should enjoy spending time with yourself. You should enjoy spending time with yourself. And if you don't enjoy your own company, nobody else is going to enjoy your company either. You're going to be giving out those kind of vibes, and you don't want to do that. So you really want to learn how to enjoy you. And if you're not enjoying you, then you need to spend time getting to know you, understand why you're not enjoying your own company, work on that so that you can enjoy your company, and then you will be able to attract others that will enjoy your company. You don't mind being alone sometimes? Yeah, I'm the same. Well, actually, y'all, I take vacations by myself. I'm gonna do a segment on that, how to take a good. How many of you all travel by yourself? In the comments, if you take trips by yourself, put in the comments, you can travel solo and have a good time. I can travel solo and have a great time, y'all. Great time. Because I spoils myself. Oh, you're an introvert. Okay. Well, I know. Okay, y'all. So when we talk about introverts can be very creative. They're very talented, and just because they're quiet doesn't mean they don't have anything to say. Oftentimes, they're very powerful, and they have a lot of insight on some things. So don't sleep on the introverts, y'all. But even introverts, you don't want to let that part of your life prevent you from living a full life. So I think okay, Yo-Yo, you said you think you like being by yourself too much. Yeah, so sometimes if you by yourself too much, you can't do that too much. It's a fine dance. Like if you are spending too much time by yourself, every now and then you need to hang out with your girls or fellas, or your crew, whoever your crew is, whoever your team are, your girls or whatnot, your family. And Because there is something about community that's also so important. It's nourishing. Now, if you're introverted, it can be a fine line, and there's like a special dance you got to kind of do with that thing. Because I know that sometimes it can be exhausting. I have a colleague that's an introvert, and she and we get along so well, but at some point she gets exhausted, and we were out of town together, and I'm thinking we having a real good time because I can go in certain circles, and she was like, okay, I'm good. She was like, I'm gonna go up to my room and I'll see you tomorrow. I was like, I don't want you out already, huh? But they need to go and recharge, and that's okay. Because whether you're an introvert or not, sometimes you need to reboot and recharge yourself and revive yourself. So I get that. So you like to sit there and watch a lot. People watching can be fun. So I definitely just want to say to you all today on Thursday Thoughts, to number one, we talked about perseverance. I was very thankful for perseverance. And I want you to persevere even when you think what you're walking towards, what your goal is, what you're working towards, you're not seeing the fruits of your labor yet, but don't give up. I want you to keep going, because if you stop, you're really not going to reach it. And you never know when your time is going to come. So just keep moving forward. Don't give up and persevere. The other thing I want to talk to y'all, because y'all know I always got a book. For y'all. Let me see which book I want to share with y'all today. Today I want to share. Now this is really a really good book. It's called Never Split the Difference. This is Negotiating as If Your Life Depended on It. It's by Chris Voss and Tal Rise. Mostly Chris Voss. And so this book, y'all, is really a good read. And I would tell you something else that I do. I pay a subscription to Masterclass. They have this app or this web thing called Masterclass, and they have a whole slew of famous people and really insightful people that teach classes on different things. And Chris Voss did a class on this. This is such a good book. I bought the book first, and then I saw the Masterclass, so I just took the class. And for a small fee, it's well worth it. But this book is really good because it helps you when you have to have difficult conversations with people and you have a difference of opinion. It really gives you a good way to communicate with somebody. And so this is an incredible book. Check the book out. It's really, really, really good. And again, Chris Voss is a former FBI top hostage negotiator. So he knows this. Me too. I love masculine. Yes, Stacy. Love. Okay, you guys. Stacy is on here. I'm not going to put Stacy on Front Street right now, but I'm going to say this much. Stacy is a guest that I am definitely going to have on the live, because Stacy is an image consultant when it comes to getting you together on the outside. Sis got fashion out this world. I love clothes and style. Hands down. She's very fashionable. Very stylish. So I'm gonna get her on here one Thursday Thoughts, just so we can have her share information about her business and really help us level up our fashion, right? Our fashion sense, because we can all look good, but we always have to find the right look for our body type and something that feels good with our personality. And Stacy can help us do that. So I'm going to get Stacy on here. I'm going to talk to Stacy. So Stacy, just so you know, I know you're looking because I see you there and I'm so thankful you came. But I am going to reach out to you so we can figure out how your schedule can free up so we can get you on this live. Because I want to share. I believe in sharing with my community. And so if anybody else is watching and you have something that can help a community of women as prioritizing ourselves, and how we can make ourselves better, how we can live our best life. That's what Priority You is all about. Priority You is getting back to you. And some of us never tapped into us, who we are. So it's a full discovery journey. A full discovery journey. And if you need guidance on your journey, reach out to me. You can DM me. You can call me at 833-973-1222. If you click the link in my bio, there's always ways you can contact me. I have a monthly newsletter. And the topic of the newsletter for this month one topic was shattering the silence. And it's talking about us using the power of our voice. And a lot of times we are not speaking up for ourselves because a lot of times we've been taught our voice doesn't matter. We don't have anything to say. Some of us know what it's like when you sit in a room full of people who don't look like you, and therefore they think you don't have any value to bring to the table. They're wrong. They're dead wrong. And we will not silence our voices. We will use our voices. We will be able to effectively communicate and get our point across, express what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, both professionally and personally. So if you need support, you need a coach, you need somebody that can help guide you, get in touch. Let's sit down for a discovery call. At the very least, we can see how I can be of service and help you. So reach out. In conclusion, I'd like to thank everybody who has joined today. Also, we do have a workshop coming up this Saturday. It's called Living Your Truth, Aligning to Your Value System, right? We got through talking about a lot on perseverance, and we talk about what success looks like. And more importantly, it's a successful life. And I'll say this real quick before I leave. When I went to the funeral today, I went to a funeral of my colleague. Her mom had passed. And everybody said how she was just such a joy. Everybody loved being around her, and she just was full of life. She had a big heart and full of life. And so I want all of you to have a full life. But I want the life to be full of you, things that matter to you, things that are important to you, things that give you joy, that spark your passion. And I also don't want you to think that the job that you work is going to be your passion. Think of your job as that's your means to support your lifestyle or support your passion. So I don't want people to feel bad, like if they're doing a job like, oh, this is really isn't my passion. Sometimes you have to change your perspective on how you look at things and say, you know what, this is my job. My job is my job. It's giving me money so that I can live a certain lifestyle. But your job shouldn't be competing with or superseding what you really value. It should be a support to help you get to what you really value, or to help you enjoy the things you really value. So don't spend too much time working. Don't let work be your life. You know, that's my big thing now. It's just telling people, don't let work be your life. Don't live to work. Work is a means to support you living. That's not your purpose for living. Okay? So with that said, I want to thank all of you for joining me on this Thursday Thoughts. I'm so glad I was outside, y'all. Y'all know I love being outside. And because it's storm, guess what? There wasn't no bugs out. I don't see no bugs. Y'all know I don't like bugs. So get this book. If you see this in replay, put in the comments. Let me know how you doing. Are you succeeding in life? You got some challenges. Check out the book, and I will join you all back here on next Thursday. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Felicia and Yo-Yo and everyone who joined. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll see you back here next week. All right. Bye, y'all.